Well, okay. What can I say?
All right, is it a nice view? Or do we want to go from over there and go
Probably
up?
over there, yeah. And over here toward, actually the nest tower just took off. Is he going up to the throne?
Yep, awesome, awesome. Exactly wanted to get today. All right, right over here.
That's probably E1. One of the E's. We'll see if we can actually tell from here which it is.
Oh no, there's Blackbird.
Yeah, I know.
So we can't tell.
Just flew from the south side of Bradfield, looped around the building, and
I'm gonna go move the van.
why not? Do you have keys? Hello? Do you have keys? Oh my gosh. Whatever. Well, maybe we'll get both of them up there. So, what time is it? It is 9:35. So this one came from, not exactly sure, it sort of came from the west here a little bit. Hello? Uh-huh. Yes, I expect you do. Oh, no, yeah. Got it. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to say keys. Whatever. It's, yes, GP has the bird on cam. And, yep. Well, so that would be interesting. I mean, if it's going to sit like this forever, do I really want to wander over? Yeah, well, it depends on how long it's going to sit in this direction. I mean, I guess I could wander over to the opposite side of the building and try to look up at it. I don't know if it's worth it. Got it. Yeah, no, I know you've been on cam and everything this morning. We just sort of did an hour and a half of searching and didn't find anything. And this one, I'm gonna have to ask Boggett where it actually came from when she spotted it, because she was just walking toward the west side of Plant Sciences and then said, look up in the trees, and then suddenly we had an E, and I'm not sure where it actually came from. But it circled on which building? No. We were in front of Plant Sciences, and it flew over us. So where did it come from? Was it in the... What?
Plant Science.
Off of Plant Sciences? Oh, so Boggett's right. It was probably pancaked right on the front of Plant Sciences and it took off?
Well, I think it was probably down in one of those wells on the wings.
Yeah, I know, behind the walls.
Yeah.
Pancaked behind the walls.
Yeah, we can't see it.
Yeah, so we spent all morning looking everywhere on campus, and the one place that we can't see from Bradfield or from the ground is the front wings of Plant Sciences. So that's where it came off of. Well, it likes to lay down. These kids like to lay behind the parapets, tucked up against the front walls, and I guess that's where it came from, because as soon as we pulled in there and Bogget started looking, it came out and flew up to Bradfield on the south side and then looped and went to the throne. Well, I guess I can wander around quickly to the other side and see if I can see the front of it. So let's. All right. Here's our bird. Serious sunshine on her. Just pull this back a little bit. Take a little bit of the halo out of it. Hang on. Yep, she's way up there on Bradfield. So we're here in front of Furneaux Hall. And that's what the throne looks like back there, and I'm not seeing, well, I don't know, we're seeing any kind of dark area under the chin. Or do we have pure white? Yeah, we got pure white. So that's E1 up there. A little bit of Bogget zoom. Sorry guys, gotta. It's not bad. So the ever beautiful E1. That's my take on it anyway. If we're going to be, but with the under the chin color. It's a beautiful bird there. Hi. I'm on the east side of Bradfield here in front of Furneaux. And yes, I have a beautiful view of the front of her on the throne. And I think it's E1. Yep. Kind of needed to move fast here. GPU still there? Okay. I don't know. I'm on the wrong side of the building. So I really can't move to the right anymore here, unfortunately, because I have a tree in front of Furno here that it's going to keep me from being able to move to the right and get the full shot of the bird, I think. Let me, you guys watch it here, and I'm going to move to the right and look. But I don't think so. Okay, come with me, guys. Yeah. And you do whatever you want to do, but it's kind of looking northeast. It's looking over sort of toward the plantation bowl, actually. Yeah. Yeah, the C's were up there. Everybody makes a play for the throne at one point. So she didn't. Go ahead. Yep. Yep, so no sighting of mom or dad. And this is the first E that we have. Boggat thought she had a little bit of some activity there in 80 White earlier this morning, but nothing came of it except robins and crows. So we suspect that all the hunting we did this morning was for naught, that the E's were probably pancaked behind the knee wall on the southern ends of the front ends facing sides of the wings of plant sciences. And GP is thinking that they're up from 5:30 in the morning to 7, then they take nap until 9, and then they start their day again. So there you have it. That may be the case. And I'm going to pull the umbrella out here already. Yes, I understand. No comments about the umbrella, please. And we have the field hockey girls. Go ahead. Yeah, it's for the sun. It's for the sun. Yeah, yeah. Try to keep the. No, it's to keep the sun off the phone and off of us, but off the phone primarily to try to keep it cool. So this little beauty up here is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's E1. Yeah, and I think it has a clear chin underneath. So that would make it E1. Of course, the sun washes everything out on these kids. And yeah, we won't be hitting 100 degrees here, GP. No. Oh, that's good. Yeah, heat's fine as long as there's not a lot of humidity. So the throne doesn't look so far, does it? It's from this angle. Even though it's way, way up there. Do a little bit of the baguette zoom. Of course, if she takes off from here, there'll be not much chance of following her exactly, unless she actually flies over me and goes to plantations or something like that. But yeah, so we'll watch her for a bit, and then we'll probably move on over to the osprey nest. And the construction workers are working on the street, and the girls' field hockey team is out on the field hockey field, and E1 is up here on the nest. Or throne, I mean. So if you get a chance to go back to the event that is mislabeled 7-9, it's really 7-10. Where the E's, thank you GP, where the E's go to BB Lake for the first time that we've seen. There's a nice map that I put up there yesterday that shows all the flight patterns that E1 and E2 and Ezra did. And this morning I put up a map on yesterday's tour with the E's, showing a little bit of the circuit. I didn't indicate on there that Ezra was actually on Savage Hall, so he, I think, flew from, I have to update that map, he flew from the athletic field towers probably to Savage Hall and then back again, and BR flew across Plant Sciences east to west, and she probably wound up, that's the flight that took her over to Barton. And Baguette had a juvie flying across that bridge that we were on by the dam there by BB Lake. So she had a juvie fly across the dam north to south over to campus, central campus, in the morning yesterday. And then we had E1 fly in from Course and Mud, where she was pancaked and landed on Caldwell, and then went into the Pine and then circled east through the trees overlooking BB Lake. And at the end of the tour, Baguette had E2 up on top of Comstock. So E2 may have come in from over the lake. Most likely that was the flight in over toward the Comstock area. And my guess is that it was also pancaked on top of Course and Mud as well, because we checked Comstock several times prior to finally spotting E2 up there at the end of the tour. So anyway, these kids are flying really, really well, and when they're not flat on their bellies on a building, and seems like that Dad is also potentially taking them over, leading them toward North Campus. That's a possibility. There was so Cully did a tour, I think Thursday afternoon, over on the North Campus on the north side of Appel. So that's kind of sort of typically the furthest extent that we've ever seen. We've only seen Ezra before, prior to this year, on North Campus once. We've never seen BR over there, but BR ventured over there to check out the presentation and then flew back over to Bradfield and preened happily. So I'm not sure if Ezra is wanting to kind of expand the territory northward. There has always seemed to have been a nest, two nests that sort of bound the southeastern side of this territory, and that it's over the cemetery area and then over a golf course. And those two families, there's one that the cemetery hawks are really kind of like the tennis center hawks there, south on Pine Tree Road, and then there's the golf course hawks, which are over between Game Farm Road and Dodge Road on, Game Farm hawks, between Game Farm and Dodge Road north of Ellis Hollow. Anyway, those hawks are the southern boundary, and they kind of probably intermingle. We've seen obviously the Game Farm hawks go all the way down the power lines to Pine Tree Road, and we thought in the past that they've crossed over as well. And there is another hawk family that is south of there. So what are you up to? She's calling. So anyway, there's always been the throne one. There's always been pressure on the southern boundary there along the ridge of Cemetery and Horsey Hill. So it may be that BR and EZ are going to push northward into sort of a balloon territory, which is an overlap, which is the North Campus area. Yes. Well, it's coming from that direction. Well, we may have somebody on top of Emerson there, but there's somebody nearby. There's somebody nearby calling out, so we may have. Wait. All right. Pretty sure that I've got. Let me watch. Yeah, that's her calling. Yeah, I can see her opening her mouth on the video. Yeah. Well, she's looking kind of north now. She's looking over Mann Library. Yeah. So what's really great is that she flew. So we're going to be generous and call it 400 feet of horizontal. Probably not that much, actually. I think we measured it the other day. 250, maybe 200 feet of horizontal distance. She flew from a second-story building up to a 12-story, because she's 12 stories up right there. The glass goes up 11 stories, and then there's at least another level, maybe a level and a half to the throne, potentially 2 levels. So she's gone up she's gone up 10 stories at least, from the height of Plant Sciences up to the throne in a horizontal distance of 200 feet. So that's pretty fantastic, and that's not from circling around. She basically went to the southern side of the building, which is 12 stories up. So she gained 10 stories of altitude in that short a distance, horizontal distance. That is great. That's a wonderful power flight on her part. It's not like she soared up and spiraled up on some thermals and then finally got up there. It was all under her own muscle. Well, these kids they're flying really well. You know, I mean, they got those muscles going in terms of those horizontal flights that they've been doing. A lot of flying they've been up to. Very little using of circling and using of thermals. It's all been powered flight. Okay. All right, so Boggett has staked out a vantage point on the southwest corner of Warren so she can see kind of the south to north or south to northwest trajectory of a flight. And me, I'm basically here tucked up against the southern side of Furneaux Hall, right in front of the main doors here. And if she flies my way, you know, then I'll be able to see her. If she flies over, flies to the Ag Quad, Boggett's got her. If she flies over behind, you know, Man, we're out of to the east of where Boggett is, and I'm going to have to just sort of run around Furneaux and get on the balcony and see if I can see where she goes. Yeah, they were behind Furneaux, vocalizing at 4 p.m., according to one of the texts. So I think they were actually, I mean, they may have been in front, but the text that I saw said that they were in the trees behind Furneaux, vocalizing. So that would be on the ridge line above the plantation bowl. Yeah. Yeah, that's why Boggett wanted to go there this morning. Oh, off she goes. She's coming your way, Boggett.